Hi, welcome. I'm Lorena Anderson, known as the Energy Shifter. And today, I'd really like to discuss the importance of self. You know, we're so busy taking care of everyone else and doing everything for everyone else. But this time, what I'd really like to do is center on who you are, on ourselves. Because without ourselves and understanding how we function, we can't really help anybody else. So one of the things that we want to talk about is, how about self-respect? You know, we hear so much about out in society how somebody hasn't given us respect. However, what's really important is, how do we respect ourselves? How do we live up to what we say we're going to do, how we're going to show up, how we're going to take good care of ourselves? All of that is so important in self-respect. But we also have to add in self-discipline. Self-discipline is kind of like the really, really important for your future self. Because what you're doing is that you're putting things into place so that your future self can experience the self-love or the self-trust or your goals, your ambitions, your drive, what you want to accomplish. So you really need that self-discipline so that you don't allow yourself to come off the track. So, and all that comes with self-awareness, you know, self-actualization. What is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you need to put into place? What are your goals? How are you going to hold yourself accountable? Because that's all part of self-discipline as well, is holding yourself accountable and then following through. You know, so often we expect everybody else to be very disciplined in what they say or honor what they say. So we have to take a look on the inside and say, okay, how are we talking to ourselves? What are we putting into place where we need to hold ourselves accountable? One of the other things too is self-worth. You know, one of the biggest things that I notice in my business is a lot of people come to me and they don't understand their own value and their self-worth. You know, a lot of times it's like, yeah, these are the big ones. I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. I'm damaged. I'm unlovable. Nothing I do is right. Well, all of those are those held beliefs that continually show up because our beliefs are always going to show us where the wounds are. Because my point is that you have everything that it takes. You lack nothing. Everything. If you have a passion inside of you and a purpose and a calling, you've got everything that it takes. All we have to do is access it, which means that we have to really start dissolving and releasing any of those negative beliefs that hold you back, because it is wanting you to show up in your passion for your purpose and your calling. We talked about that last week. You know, your passion is your awakening. Your purpose organizes everything, and your calling is something that claims you. However, we also need to take a look at that self-worth. How about self-trust? Do you trust yourself in being able to follow through? Because when you trust yourself, then you trust others as well. Whatever you do on the inside is a reflection of what you're going to see on the outside. You know, one of the crazy examples that I have is, you know, we don't like what we see out here. And so this is our mirror. And we stand up to that mirror and we go, no, this is not good. No, I'm not getting whatever I want. So we go up to the mirror, and we pick up the comb, and we start combing the mirror. Oh yeah, that's going to really work. What changes? Absolutely nothing. That's why it's so important for you to go on the inside and notice what needs to change on the inside. What beliefs need to change? The other thing also is self-love. When you allow yourself self-awareness, the self-worth, the self-discipline, the self-trust, you come into this place, self-respect and self-discipline. Oh, I said discipline. You come into this place of self-love. And, you know, there's this adage that you can't love anybody outside of yourself if you don't love yourself first. I think that Dawn was talking about how she's going to put the oxygen mask on her kids first before she puts it on herself. Well, we can't do that. We have to do it for ourselves first so that we can then allow that energy to go to the next person and the next person and the next person, because it's a ripple effect. What we do for ourselves then goes to the next. And that person then has also the confidence, self-confidence, to be able to share what they have got and move that forward. And that it goes from that person to the next person to the next person. So you're not only affecting the person that you're seeing right in front of you, you are also giving permission for that person to share and the next person to share. It's really quite amazing when you allow yourself to understand your value and your worth, which builds your self-confidence, which means that you can take on your goals, you can achieve your goals. Self-discipline that allows you to create your future self in the present moment. And also the self-awareness that you have everything that it takes on the inside. And if you are feeling depleted, if you don't feel as if you can achieve those goals, if you feel as if your self-worth and your self-confidence is not giving you self-esteem, because that's another big one, give me a call. Okay, I'm available. I want to help you. I want to allow those doors to open for you. So call me at my office, 954-647-5525, or email me at la@ishiftyourenergy.com, because I'm here for you and I want to help. Thanks.
Interesting subject matter today.
I think it changes, at least self-love for me. I want to ask Patricia, from being in my 20s up to where I am now, as you evolve and your life evolves, I think your perception of yourself hopefully evolves for the better, more self-love.
Well, you know, I think that's also very interesting, because when we're growing up, when we're little toddlers and 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds, we don't really know who we are. We're always looking to our parents to reflect that back to us. So that's usually when, you know, we get the positives, we get the love, we feel very important. But then as we are interacting with our peers, and or if our parents say something like, "What's the matter with you? You know, are you stupid or something? Why can't you do this?" We start incorporating and imprinting that message within us. And that's kind of how our own self-worth starts. You know, not good enough, I couldn't do it on my own. You know, but you are absolutely right. It starts when you're younger, and then your perception of who you are as you're growing and as different circumstances are coming in, that experience allows you then